Good morning. So yesterday I had another quantum healing done on myself, and I want to share with you what happened because it's pretty fascinating. And it was long. I think I was under for like 2 hours almost, and I had to take notes so I wouldn't forget the important stuff because there was a lot of stuff that happened. But I'm gonna close my eyes because I can just visualize better. But so the first thing, like when she takes you down, or like when I take somebody down, and we'll like come out of this tunnel, it's like we always say, "What's the first thing that you see?" So the first thing that I was seeing was I was like this little ball of energy, like flying through space. I looked like a little sperm with a tail on it or something, and flying through space and everything. And I ended up landing. I landed on a star because I could still see old Earth, but I didn't know where I was going, and I couldn't see where I was going. So I stopped there, and I like got really, really emotional at this point and was crying because I was like, if I go any farther, I'm not going to be able to see Earth anymore. And since I don't know where I'm going, I was afraid that I was going to get lost and not be able to find my way home. And so I'm like stuck there crying for a little while. And finally, these two dragons came and kind of took me by the arms and then led me forward, and we ended up in New Earth. And so when I got to New Earth, one of the things that, she was like, "What's it look like?" And I was like, "Well, it's really, really big, and there's lots of green and lots of blue, and there's not houses and stuff." And so one of the really fascinating things about the whole thing is that where I went, I did not vibrate with everybody else's houses. So I couldn't see everybody else's houses. I could see my own, and I could see my house and my car and stuff, but I couldn't see everybody else's houses because we all had unique vibrational energies, and we could only see what we were vibrating with at that particular time. So for instance, if I was like going to a girlfriend's house, I could see her house because we were obviously vibrating on the same thing. Or if we went to a party, we would all be vibrating the same, but we would not be vibrating the same as everybody else's. So there was a lot of blank looking space around. And that was really interesting. And then the next thing, it was me sitting in kind of like a pavilion and at some sort of an orientation, and I had this big black box like had accordion stuff in the middle of it, and it was an expansion box, and I was there to be given stuff to bring back to old Earth in order to help raise people's vibrations to bring them over to New Earth. And so I had specific things in my box there. My divine masculine was there, and he wasn't in the audience with me. He was standing up by the speaker, so he was kind of part of the point team or whatever. And everybody in the audience all had different items in their box. So like I had the stuff that I'm currently working on, and like a scientist would have other stuff that he was, to take back, and like a teacher that was teaching kindergarten, she would have different stuff. And so this was kind of like a starter kit, I guess is a good way to say that. And we were going to go back to old Earth to work with people to help raise their vibrations and help bring them back into New Earth. And I'm trying to think what else was there about that specific. I think the most fascinating thing that I got out of that was the not vibrating at every other material thing over there. And so it, like, the landscaping was just a lot more sparse. And she asked me if there was any like shopping malls or anything over there, and I was like, no. I'm like, that doesn't feel relevant. I'm like, that doesn't feel like that's how we get our stuff. So let me look at my notes here real quick. so we had the flying through space, and I got stuck on the star, and a couple of dragons had to come and get me to move me forward. And the houses and the vibrations and the accordion files and the boxes that we were given was part of a system. It was a system that we were bringing back to old Earth to teach people how to get over to new Earth and also not get stuck on a star like I did. And she had asked me, she's like, did your divine masculine get over there before you, or did you get over there first? And I said, no, he got over there first because he wasn't as afraid of things like I was, because I was more afraid of doing risky things than him. And so he, when he got the offer, he was like, heck yeah, I'll go over there. So I thought that was interesting. And I was scared because I was going by myself and I didn't know where I was going and I didn't know what I was doing. So that was interesting. Then there was another part where she took me out of there, and I landed in Salem watching someone in a courtyard. Something was getting ready to happen to them, to that person. It was a woman, and she used plant medicine to heal. And there was all the people in the courtyard were all the people that were afraid, and she had helped heal a little girl with some sort of a plant medicine. But because she could not, that's right, that's something else that was very relevant. Because she could not explain how it happened, all of these people were very fearful of her, thinking that she was like from the devil or whatever. And that's right, I forgot about that part. One of the things that became apparent to me is why I have had to study all of the stuff about the energy and all of the stuff that they have had me running around learning since the beginning of the year, is because I have to be able to explain to people how to get to from point A to point B. I can't just take them there. I can't just wave a magic wand and go poof, your vibrations are raised or whatever. I have to be able to teach people how to do it. And that's one of the reasons that the plant medicine lady was getting in trouble, was because she couldn't explain how it worked. She didn't have that knowledge. And so I forgot about that part. And then the only other thing I think at the very end was where she took me to an Arcturian healing chamber, and they healed some stuff on me. Actually, I had a funnel on my head, and they pushed negative energy out of me, because I just in everyday life would tend to like draw negative energy or toxins or something into my system, and in order for me to keep my vibrations raised, I have to have stuff pushed out of me every once in a while. So that was my quantum healing session yesterday. It was very, very deep. I got a lot of really good information, a lot of clarity on my mission, what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be working on, things that I'm currently working on that I question, is this a waste of time? And felt like I got validation that no, it's not, and some changes on some stuff, and some stuff that's going to come in the future that's not necessarily relevant right now, but could be in the future of things regarding chakras and color therapy of all things. There's a reason I have that thing on the back of the wall here, and all the color in my apartment is because apparently that's part of my thing is color vibrations. And so I think that was it. That was the main stuff, was just the going over to the new earth and all the stuff that happened over there. I did have a couple of quantum healings in the last few days, though. I had one gal that was laying on the couch, and she kept calling herself she, which was funny. So her higher self had come in and was like, she just needs to trust, and she needs this, and she needs to do this. And it was so funny to sit there and have this person talking about herself in third person, I guess. So anyway, that was my experience with the new earth. And I was vibrating when I was over there. I mean, it's like it wasn't like super, super bad, but I could feel it. It was like my whole body was just kind of like, and unfortunately, I had to stop in the middle of it and go use the bathroom, and it kind of brought it down after I did that. But I love these quantum healing sessions. I love doing them. I love having them done because you just learn so much in them about yourself and get questions answered about stuff that you're stuck on. And, it gives you a lot of peace. So if there's anybody out there that's interested in one, I charge $150 to do them. We can do them by the phone. I just need you to have a quiet space on your end where you can lay down and put some earphones or whatever in, and I put mine on, and I'll just walk you through everything and get what we get out of that. So, if you're stuck, if you've got trauma from the past that you need to deal with, I guess the best way to put it is if you're not living the best life that you want to be and you can't figure out how to get to the next point in life, I do feel like these quantum healing sessions are the things that can be done. So anyway, if you're interested, give me a shout. My email address is no, that's not it. That's the other one. jojoliane@gmail.com. It'll be in the description, so you can reach out to me if you want. And I look forward to reporting more cool things that happen in those quantum healing sessions. So I will talk to you later. Bye.